Pow! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 162 of Wrestling is Trash, your favorite podcast about professional wrestling and the sport of the wrestles. Past, present, and possibly the future. Today, the Trash Boys are here on Trash Tuesday to talk to you about the wrestles of the week and beyond. So, of course, I am Trash Boy Numero Dos, Lou from the BX, host of the Everything Podcast, co-host of Wrestling is Trash. And I think Nick and I have to have an intervention this episode. So let me just pass it off to Nick so he can introduce himself, and we're going to go.
What up, everyone? Nick Aniselli, Trash Boy Numero Uno. Good week. I went to Vegas this past weekend with some family. Got to see the Patriots play. They suck, but it was still a blast.
Oh, yes. I hate football.
One thing I have to say, I don't know if you saw it on Instagram or whatever, but I met O.J. Simpson. So that was interesting.
Yeah, dude, I saw that picture. I was like, yo.
Yeah. So we went to a steakhouse. It was for my uncle's birthday. And as we're walking in, my little cousin goes to me. He goes, "Is that O.J. Simpson?" And instantly I'm thinking no. And then we sat. They put us at the table directly next to him. And at this point, like, oh, wow, that's O.J. Simpson. So my uncles, they watched him play. And then obviously we all know O.J. is a very controversial figure. So leave that out the window for this. Then we're like, oh, my God, like, that's fucking O.J. Simpson. So then later in the night, they bring a little cake out for my uncle's birthday. And O.J. actually got up, came and shook my uncle's hand and was like, hey, you guys, like, he said, came to happy birthday. And I was the one who asked because I knew my uncle. I was like, well, kind of like, well, he's here. I don't like being that guy. We talk about this on the show.
Right.
And I was like, none of us, we all talked about it. Like, all right, none of us are going to go up to him and ask him for a photo. But he got up on his own, came, shook my uncle's hand, said happy birthday. I was like, hey, sir, if you don't mind, like, can we get a photo? Like, since you're over here. He's like, yeah, come on. Then, he did that. Super nice to everyone, but you just had to think in the back of your head what really happened in that situation. But
yeah, so that's so crazy, bro. Like, so fun fact, my mom dated OJ in the 80s. I don't know if I talked about it on this show before.
Oh, holy crap.
But I know I've talked about it on my show because I always made that joke that, like, I wonder if OJ's my dad. Because my mom back in the 80s was, she was a disco kid and all that. And I guess, I don't know the full story. She just told me she dated OJ. She had a signed football at the house for like many, many years. So it's just weird to, like, you see that guy out and about and doing tweets and like recording these videos, and it's like, damn, bro, you, like, allegedly, did some horrible shit, man, and you're just out here smiling and hugging people, and it's so weird, bro. Like, what do you, like? I honestly probably would have done the same thing. I would have got a flick and just been like, it's OJ, man. Like,
yeah,
you ran into OJ randomly. It's OJ, bro.
Yeah, and it's like, you're in Vegas, so celebrities are always there in general. And that's what I kept saying to my girl. I was like, yo, like, this dude's literally right here just living life. Like,
so what I mean?
It was wild. I had to mention that to you. I don't know, like I said, you did say you saw the photo, and I was just like, damn, but he was super nice to us. That's all I can say. He's probably a nice guy in general. Obviously that is a whole thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's what made it like wild in a way. It's like, oh, okay, like, because we didn't know any of this going to this place, but like apparently Drake was there that week.
Oh my God!
But once again, it's Vegas, so that's common, like people being at places.
Yeah,
we're kind of like, oh, it's cool, like people go here, I guess, blah blah blah, and then we walk in and look who the hell we sat next to.
And especially like they have the football game over there too, so that area is gonna be like kind of hot that weekend for celebrities and shit.
Yes, I'd say I had to.
So does OJ live out there, or?
So I don't know. I don't know shit about OJ personally.
Yeah, I think he just like goes to places and just like hangs around and shit.
I want to assume he lives in California, which obviously isn't far. I drive there.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to say, the reason I brought up Vegas, honestly, in the first place, which is going to lead into our intervention, is, and I said it to my girl. So I've gone to Double or Nothing in Vegas, and just seeing the atmosphere, it's like Tony can do so much more with that place. And I know you said it before, like they got to go to like, and I said it to her, like there is no reason they shouldn't be, which they do. One thing I like that AEW does is they go to whatever town the pay-per-view's in the week of. They just go to a smaller arena, and I know they do that for Vegas, and it's like, man, you got to turn that town upside down the weekend you are there.
Yeah. Especially for one of your like flagship shows. It's just, I don't, again, it's like we reiterate the same things, but it's like, dude, when you only have they have more than 4 pay-per-views now, because the Wrestle Dream, I don't know if that's going to be a yearly thing, but it seems like Forbidden Door is a yearly thing now. So they're amping up the number of shows, but it's like, dude, if you're having that limited amount of shows, you should have that week, you should be like all over that city. There should be buses. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on back there? It's like, Nick, you're being attacked.
My girl's trying to low crawl behind the camera.
That's awesome. But, she's doing an army crawl. That's fantastic. You don't got to do that. It's your house.
Good. But anyway, you were saying.
But yeah, they should be taking over that freaking town. Like they should have buses and posters, and they should be on morning talk shows and radio and all that. Like you have to, like, again.
But even little things like pool parties, like have an AEW pool party at one of the hotels you're staying at.
You got the AEW heels, which they don't seem to really be doing much with that. Like, get those women out there and get women involved in that shit. Have women watch wrestling too, bro. Have them go out there and do shit in that area where they can kind of like congregate and get everybody there. If you bring women in, bro, you're gonna bring in men. You're just gonna happen.
The one thing I wondered during that is, so T-Mobile Arena is like the big home of UFC. So I wonder if they're going to allow AEW there. Now that even though that's T-Mobile's thing, that's not UFC owned, I'm pretty sure. But it makes you think.
Yeah, it's another thing too. I don't know. So, like, obviously WWE's they've been around. They have deals with all these big arenas where they, we bring in people all the time, we sell out all the time, so they always have them back. So I don't think, it's not that I don't think, I know AEW is not at the level of WWE yet with attendance and all that. So maybe they just can't book those arenas because they can't sell them out. Because if you're not selling out a 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, a show, you're not going to sell out of 12,000. You know what I mean? Like, that's where you have to ramp up get the general population more involved, where they're just seeing shit everywhere. If people driving down the road and seeing, highway signs, even big ass AEW thing on there with people on it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do that shit. I don't see anything like that. And again, I don't have TV, so I don't watch TV. All I have is apps. And literally, I turn on the TBS app at 7:58 to make sure that I'm signed in, and I watch the last 30 seconds of Big Bang Theory, and then Dynamite starts. Like, that's all the TBS you get out of me. So I do see commercials for Dynamite during Dynamite or Collision during Dynamite, but that's during that show. I don't know if they're doing that all day. I don't know.
And I'm there with you, but I imagine they do. You know what I mean? Like, they're paying money for this product. So I imagine they do. The time to see, I guess, would be now is like if you happen, which I'm not, but if you happen to be watching like the playoffs on TBS, like see if they're promoting AEW, you know what I mean? Which, I imagine they are.
One cool thing I will say that they do is, I was looking around in that app the other day. They actually have their AEW Unrestricted podcast on the TBS app.
Oh,
so you could actually watch that shit on there. I didn't know that shit. I didn't know that. I think, that's pretty cool. They also have the Road to Dynamite, which is like a 15-minute preview of the episode. They also put those up there too, but quietly, like you don't even know those are there. They just put them up there. They don't advertise that shit at all, not even on Twitter. So it's weird. He definitely should get it. He should look into hiring like a promotional department and just have someone just solely focused on getting the product out there. Like, what shows can we partner with What businesses can we partner with? You know, you got to get the name out there. That's the only way you're going to like grow this thing. You can put out banger episodes, which they do, great matches, which I enjoy, but
damn near weekly.
bro, you got to get the name out there.
Yeah.
You have to.
No, I definitely agree with you. And instead of focusing on that, we all know what he's really focusing on, which is Twitter. You know, X.
He's got to get off of that shit.
You go first. I want to hear. So
Yeah,
everyone was
Tony-
talking about Tony going on his insane Twitter rants after the ratings and all this other shit coming out, taking shots.
So look, we obviously last episode we talked about Tuesday night these shows were going to go head to head, and we made predictions of what the ratings were going to be. I was way off. I thought that I thought NXT was going to do like 1.1 or 2 million.
I think,
and I thought Dynamite was going to do like 850,000 at best. At worst, maybe like 750. They did much lower, and NXT did lower than that. They didn't hit their million, but they still had, you know, a pretty high number. But it was like Tony Khan decided, I don't know why, and I don't know why he did this, but he decided to tweet, and I don't have the, you know, it's not going to be verbatim because I don't have the tweet in front of me, but he basically tweeted that history was made for the first time in like 10 or 15 years or something like that, where John Cena and The Undertaker appeared on WWE TV and it was under 1 million views. And I was just like, yo, when I read that, I had to make sure that it wasn't like a fake account. Like I had to really go and make sure that the check mark was there, that it said Tony Khan. There wasn't no numbers or, you know, a backwards K in the username or whatever. And I was like, did he really just say that? Like, why would you call out John Cena and The Undertaker by name in a tweet for something so like...
So I got the tweet right here.
So petty.
So the tweet is, this week, 2 active decades long rating streaks from 2 great legends were ended. With all due respect, which we all know when you say with all due respect, it's like, yeah. Until this week's head-to-head AEW on TBS versus WWE on USA. Neither John Cena nor Undertaker had ever been on WWE's show with under 1 million total viewers and under 400K in the demo.
That's just insanity. I don't understand how. Now, look, obviously, my reaction to that tweet, everybody has different reactions to this tweet. My reaction to this tweet, like, this is insane. You are a fucking multi-millionaire. You own companies that are upwards worth the billions of dollars. You know, you got a football team that's pretty, you know, it's pretty popular. It's worth a lot of money. You got the FC football club is worth a lot of money. You got your wrestling program. Why are you doing this? Why are you tweeting shit like this, bro? But I will say that it did supposedly. So, you know, and I'm going to throw this out there because it's just the benefit of the doubt. But some people online were saying that he tweeted that to bring more attention to the CMML deal and the fact that he has Mystico, which used to be Sin Cara, wrestling Rocky Romero on Rampage for the first time, where you have these 2 different companies that weren't working together before, now kind of working together under the AEW umbrella. And
yeah,
it was trying to get more engagements for that follow-up tweet, because that was the tweet that followed up like after like 2 or 3 tweets of his nonsense. So I was like, okay, if that was the idea, then, you know, okay, cool. Like, that's kind of genius. But, bro, you know that was not the intention, bro. At all. That was not the intention.
I just didn't like it because, in my opinion, and maybe this is the wrong word, this is what I'm going to use, it's like childish. Like, my man, you, for a very long time, went head-to-head with NXT, and say you went up to head 50 times, you won 48 of them. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not like this was a one-time thing, one-all, end-all, be-all.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I don't like it because now people have but a lot of people say Taker and Cena go down as 2 of the all-time greats. why you don't see Shawn Michaels tweeting, "This is the first show that Adam Copeland ever did under 750,000 views."
That would be hilarious though if he did that.
And it's like, and you don't see, like, I don't know, and it's like, I get it. WWE won't ever publicly do things like that because they're talking down. But Tony shouldn't be doing that either when you want to be taken seriously. And it's like, not to be an ass, but it's like, and this shit don't bother me because when I'm watching, right? But we see all the videos from their live shows that don't do the greatest attendance. So it's like, would you have been that amped for that one victory when you're getting like annihilated and everything else? Like the house show WWE did this weekend drew more attendance than Dynamite and Collision.
That's crazy,
and it's like,
bro.
And that's good for them, right? That's great business for them. And AEW is doing fine. I'm not one of them that thinks AEW is dead, but it's like, my man, you got your own problems. And like, he just needs to not be on Twitter or be on it and not like tweet as much.
No, don't be on it. There's no reason for him, bro. There's no reason for Tony Khan to be on Twitter. None. He can hire a social media guy and pay that guy like $1,500 a month, or a week, or whatever, $2,000 a month. That's like pennies out of his pocket. He's like, just run my social media, post about Dynamite, post about Rampage, post about Collision, post about the football club. Here you go.
Because I know it's proven. They said Shawn Michaels doesn't run his own Twitter.
Yeah, there's plenty of people out there who don't run their own Twitter, and
like,
that's fine.
I bet you certain ones do, but like when Vince was on it, I doubt he did his own Twitter.
Vince McMahon never tweeted in his life.
I'd be surprised to. Do you think Triple H does?
He might. I mean, he might. Triple H might be tweeting.
But I could also.
I don't know.
I could picture him telling, like you said, like the paying, but like old man, like, hey, we just took this, thumb photo or the pointing photo. Yeah. Post this online for me, please.
Yeah, like every once in a while he'll post. Like he just posted something recently. Like it was heartfelt. It was about somebody who passed or something, and I feel like that came from him. But he told someone, "Hey, listen," like he wrote it like in the notes app, or he wrote it on like a paper or something. He's like, "Here, tweet this for me, like tweet this out," and then somebody goes and tweets like his words out from him. I don't think Triple H is sitting there fucking on Twitter.
And then you're seeing the reports from Brian Alvarez, right? Is that the one? Dan, I think, sent it, or someone sent it in our chat, saying that like the superstars, the wrestlers aren't happy that he's like that. Now, do you think how do you think that affects the wrestlers? If it does, like this report says it does, how do you think they take it?
It's like cringy.
But do you think that's something where I'm not going to re-sign here because of shit like this?
Sometimes, like, I feel like some of these people are there, and I don't want to say like collecting a paycheck, but
yeah,
it's almost like they're it's getting kind of to the point where for some of these people, it kind of seems like AEW is a stepping stone for them to get to somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of hate that that's the case because, you want AEW to succeed and be its own thing and be its own destination. I want people to be like, yo, I want to go to AEW. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know Edge is saying that, hey, I wanted to go there because I'm excited and this and that. And I feel like it's, it's accurate that he's saying that because, he's seeing all the possibilities. He's seeing Christian have this great run and he's having so much fun and working with all these people.
He wouldn't do it if he didn't want to.
And, WWE, he again, we said all the same stuff last week. He did it all over there. He was basically done. There's really nothing else for him to do there. So this is like a fresh coat of paint for him and his character. Yeah, don't mind us. We're just a couple of marks here wearing fucking Edge shirts. Just a couple of marks.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just like some of these dudes, they have to see that behavior and just kind of be like, ugh, like what the fuck? What is wrong with this guy? Like, I kind of feel like for Tony, like there's a bunch of people there who are like, hey Tony, what's up, bro? Hey, yeah. Shake his fucking muss his hair and put their arm around their neck and hug him and shit. And when they walk away and they're like, that fucking Mark. Like they kind of feel like he's like a mark, you know what I mean? and they kind of treat him that way.
A friend more than a boss, as we've said before.
And that's great, but I've found, especially like, and I, not that it's the same or whatever, but my own job, like I was part of the crew as a part-time employee, and I didn't really, not that I didn't give a fuck because I did my job, but I wasn't like trying to learn and grow and whatever. And now I'm in charge. And those same people that I was joking around with and making very inappropriate jokes and all that shit while we work together, now I'm in charge.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of seeing where I was like, oh shit, this is kind of difficult to kind of navigate that. But I can see where, like, I know that they talk about me like when I'm not there, because that's what you do. You talk about the boss.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it. Everybody does it. I don't take it personal because that's just the way it is. As long as I'm respected, I'm fine. And I can kind of, to me, it just kind of seems like there's going to be a few people there in AEW who are just like, they put their arm around Tony in his face, and then when he turns his back, they're like, this fucking guy, he's bugging, bro. I don't know what the fuck. Look, I'm getting my money. As long as I get my money, I'm cool. And you don't want to have that you don't want to have that, bro.
But the thing I don't like about it is, because obviously we love AEW, but like even Meltzer, who's not, I don't buy into these reporters and journalists or ones. I don't buy into shit like that. I think just like us fans, they have their cup of tea. And in my opinion, I think Meltzer is more of an AEW guy just because he loves the old school professional wrestling aspect of it, which would make sense. You know what I mean? But even he's saying like, like they're not doing too good right now.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, we want to see them do good. And I think, as dumb as it might sound, but starting with little things like that is going to get it there, because it's like you got this on one hand, right? Tony's having like hissy fits on Twitter, and then you have one of his former women's champions getting presented on the competition like a goddess.
Yeah.
And it's like, your talent's going to see that. Like, I'm like, like, oh, hey, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm stuck here in catering. But then you got
see
this
what
one.
Thunder Rosa said?
Like, she wants to be treated like that.
Yeah, that's what Thunder Rosa said. She basically said that same thing. She's like, man, when you see that happening, like, that's what I want. If I go somewhere like that, like, I want to be treated like that, like a superstar.
Yeah, and it's like, and people are going to say, yeah, grass isn't greener, but people forget, like, Jay tried out for WWE and didn't make it.
Yeah.
Like, people forget.
Plenty of people did. Wardlow, same thing.
I think
Wardlow was over there. He didn't
Rosa
make it.
Probably has. I think Ricky Stark,
Thunder Rosa went to WWE. And she went to the Performance Center, and they wanted to make her a fucking referee. Can you imagine if she would have took that job? We would have never have gotten NWA Thunder Rosa. We never would have got to see that whole transformation of her going into AEW. Never would have seen it. She would have been a fucking referee in WWE.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't see her leaving AEW, though, to be honest.
At this point, bro, I can't put that on any of these people anymore. Like, I don't know anymore. I really don't. Because, we're getting into season for WWE, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, all that shit is coming down the pike. And this is the time where they ramp up. You know what I mean? You can see it on the shows. Look at all the women that they're showcasing, because we got Royal Rumble coming soon. You got to have all these women on the roster in order to have a fucking women's Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? So they're all getting showcased right now. And it's not just like they're walking up to the camera doing bullshit. They're like actually being showcased.
Yeah. So I had two things, I guess, switch to the WWE side. So what do you think of these reports that Ari Emanuel, so the CEO of Endeavor, TKO, the whole thing, is the one who pulled Vince from creative? I don't know if you saw those reports where it's like, it is Triple H's thing now.
Yeah.
And because I guess Ari was saying bad things about Vince. Like, the stock went down and he's blaming it on Vince, probably because of all his legal issues and shit. So he slowly pulled Vince out. And then I guess I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and I guess Ari did an interview or some shit. And he said something along the lines, and he almost hinted that Vince was getting ready to sell his stock, already to buy out kind of thing. And I think it's because Ari just doesn't want him around.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to him. He can't be forced to sell.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
But
what I mean?
I
I
think
guess if they're making it work, see that shit. That's where the shit that I don't understand. Like I don't know the ins and outs of all that. I don't know how that shit works. I know that he's majority. I don't know if he's majority shareholder. I think he is, right? He's the majority shareholder.
So the reason Vince was big on this deal, from my understanding, is because he has power now. Again,
yeah.
With before the sell, because of everything that happened, he didn't. Because now he's like something of TKO. Like in a weird way, he's somehow in charge of UFC. Like with the job, like the position he has, and because people are pretty much saying like Ari Emanuel's the one that finally is going to put a stop to Vince. Like he's the guy.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, everyone's saying because the past 2-3 weeks of WWE TV have been dramatically different, like the women. But so let me ask you, I don't know if are you tracking? They're doing a fatal 5-way for the world women's. So what are your thoughts on that?
The thing is with those Saudi shows, it's like titles never change hands. I think maybe this happened once. The titles changed hands over there on one of those shows.
We all know Rhea's holding that title to Rumble.
So when I see stuff like that, like when I see a triple threat, I'm thinking, okay, the title was gonna change hands. But when I see a 5-way, I'm like, nah, it's not. The title's not changing hands, bro. The champion's gonna figure out some way to. Somebody's gonna get a finisher hit on them. They're gonna throw the other person out of the ring, make the cover, and like I don't, especially if it's a Saudi show, like that title's not changing hands quite yet, and it shouldn't. That title should change hands on a major top 4 show because they got to continue to elevate that belt. They can't just have it ping ponging, which I'll give it to them. They've been doing a good job with it. Rhea's held on to that belt for quite a while. You know what I mean? I'm not ready for her to lose it yet. I like her with the belt. So take it to Survivor Series and WrestleMania, bro.
Yeah, I would say you got to think she's holding that till Mania. Especially after last night, another stare down with Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a match I'd like to see.
I think that's what's going to be. I think at Mania, it's going to be, for sure, I think it's them two for the World Women's title. And then I think on the SmackDown side, I think we're going to get the Bianca Charlotte match. But then it's like now they're so stacked because Jade's going to be on Mania. If they're already showing her Jade, but it's like, so what are you going to do with Jade? Like, so do you throw her in somewhere to make it a triple threat?
I'm curious when they're planning on having her actually do something in the ring, because all this showing up backstage shit, that's fine, but
you got it.
Can we fucking see her on TV? Can she talk? Can she perform?
Yeah, like she's starting to talk now in these backstage segments, which is cool, but like, can you drag her debut out to the Rumble? Like,
at least depends on when that is.
Yeah, the Rumble being the end of January, and we're almost the end of October. That's
ain't no way.
Like,
nah, you can't wait that long. She has to at Survivor Series. She has to do something.
Yeah,
like do something at Survivor Series. She has to have a match or an exhibition match. Or I wouldn't even mind if they had her on the pre-show. Like if they had one pre-show match and they had her go out there like an exhibition match and she just fucking destroy somebody. Like, I wouldn't even be that mad at that because I don't want them to just throw her on a Survivor Series match with no build. Like, don't just throw her in somewhere just because. You know what I mean?
And I get why they're displaying her, because not every WWE fan watches AEW. Like, there are those people that just watch Raw and SmackDown, not on Twitter. So I get it. They're trying to hype her stock. Like, I get it. But it's like, she's got to, like, if she's going to be in the Rumble, so she's got to have matches before the Rumble, because she's probably not
going to be that's going to be dope.
Which
I'm very curious to see her. I want to hear her music.
Because
I want to know what music she's coming out to.
That's why I'm curious what they're going to do with her for Mania. Like, do you throw her in? Maybe, like, because here's the thing, and I don't like, because the obvious answer is I do Bianca and Jade for a title. Even if Jade doesn't win at Mania. Like, cool, I would like to see it. That's a big moment, but I don't think anyone would be mad if she lost to Bianca at Mania, like, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But just like back in the day with Cena, man, like, Charlotte's there. Like, when's the last time Charlotte wasn't?
This is like when Michael Jordan was fucking running the NBA for like all those years, and you got all these fantastic teams, but it's like, yeah, but Jordan's there.
Like,
you know what
Charlotte
I mean?
was in the title match last year.
Right now you got Rhea, you got Becky, you got Bianca, you got Charlotte, and I would even say Raquel is starting to kind of come up in her own. It looks like they're giving Shayna a little bit of rub, like that she's actually being built up a little bit. So you've got like,
then you got Io, who is
she's a champion.
and
you
then
always have Asuka there.
And then finally Kairi Sane's coming in.
Bailey's there. You could say Bailey fell off since that knee surgery thing, but I don't really put stock in that. But you know, the way they have her character right now is not exactly top of the card. Yeah, but she's there, and they could easily put her in.
Bailey, tell me if you think I'm wrong. Bailey seems like a great person, and I feel she's trying to build Dakota and Io, which is cool. But Bailey's still young in her own self. Because from 2016 when she debuted until, what was it? She got hurt in 2021, right before they came back. She was amazing.
Yeah.
Multiple time women's champion tag title. She had that long over a year run with the SmackDown women's title.
Yep.
It's like Bailey should be like in her own still. And I get it. Like, you're taking care of these two girls. You wanted to make this group to elevate them. But so it's like, I guess in a weird way, I hate that she's selfish. Or not selfish, I should say.
Yeah.
Not selfish. Because it's like Bailey's still like Bailey. Like, you know what I mean?
It's not like she's done. You know what I mean? They basically have her like a manager.
Yeah, and it's like Bailey should be like, Bailey needs like another title run. Not saying right now, but like at the end of the day, it might sound corny, but she's one of the 4 horsewomen. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, she is someone.
Yep.
You know, so I don't know. And I get it. Like, I respect her for what she's doing. But, like, I guess selfishly on my end, it's like, man, we all know what you're capable of, especially as a heel. Like I said, she had that great run, then that awesome feud with Charlotte. And it's like, and I don't know what it is with Damage Control, why it's not taking off. Because Judgment Day took off. And we were talking shit. But
the thing is, it's like Dakota is constantly hurt. And she's not like, she's just there like as a cheerleader, like, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't get a lot of ring time, so it's like you don't really get to showcase her, and then you just have her and you have Bailey and Io. Now every time you see Bailey, she's taking L's. They got her fucking losing all these matches. Like that
person wants to face Io, and it's like Bailey's the
So it's like,
and I get it. It's wrestling 101. Like, it makes sense why they do it, but it sucks that it's Bailey.
Right.
I guess what we're saying. Because what is it? Charlotte and Io, I think, fight for the title this week.
Yeah.
And
God knows how that's going to go.
That's one thing. Charlotte Flair's the Brock Lesnar of the women's side. If Charlotte's in a title match, she's probably always going to be the favorite to win. Like, if she doesn't win Friday, I will be thoroughly surprised.
Yeah, like, that was ridiculous when she just came back. When she come back and beat
Ronda on SmackDown.
Is that what it is? She came back and no, it was someone else. When she came back, like one of those times, like last year, where it was like, oh, she's back, and she immediately came back and just, she came back and just beat Ronda like on a SmackDown or so. It's like, what the fuck?
I think Ronda like just defended the title, and then it's like, okay, well, now you're losing it to me.
Yes, that was, dude.
And it was like, what?
Like, I again, don't you think that like hurts? Because I know that they're trying to get Charlotte past Ric Flair's imaginary 16 world titles or whatever, but doesn't it diminish that number when you see her do shit like that? Like, she just shows up, she wins, and then like,
because she's
just throw the belt on her.
She's like a 13, 14 time women's champion, but she's never had a long run.
And like, how many years? Like 7, 8 years? Yeah,
she won her first one in like probably 15 or 16. But she's never had long runs, because when she won the first Raw Women's title, remember her and Sasha were going back and forth. And then she was always playing hot potato. So, and it's like, at least give her a long run. Like, if you're going to do it, give her.
Yeah, I don't. Whatever. It is what it is. Like,
because she's entertaining. She puts on great matches.
Oh, no. We love Charlotte. She's great in the ring. I'm not talking about anything as far as her in the ring. I'm very, I'm a fan. But it's just like the way they put the title on her and take it off and then give it to her again 6 months later, and it's just like, fuck, man. I know you're trying to get to that magic number, but it's like, dude, okay, like it's almost ridiculous when you hear like she's 13-time women's champion. It's like you reserve that for like older people, like somebody who's like grizzled and has been doing this shit like 20 years, that they're like, yeah, that's 13 times he's won the championship, you know, like that's, for me, I just kind of seems like for someone so young to have like that high a number, it's just like because they just kind of like play hot potato with that thing.
Yeah, and it's like, and it seems like right now they're doing decent. Like Rhea's had the title since Mania. Io's had it, I think, since like July or some show or SummerSlam.
Backlash, right? Or after Backlash?
Yeah, like July or the beginning of August. So she's had it for a little over 2 months now. Like even Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, like they've actually held on to the women's tag titles for a little bit. So they're getting it down. But it's like, I don't know. And it's like, I will say right now, I think it's harder in a fucked up way to book the women's division over there than the men's because they have so many.
Yeah, it's actually it's a good place to be, though. I will say that, because you have so much talent and you're having troubles trying to figure out who's going to be your champion, who's going to be lined up for what, because it's a good problem to have. Because right now, even when you look at Seth Rollins, you know, the thing with Nakamura, we were pretty sure Nakamura was not going to be the one to dethrone him. I wouldn't have hated it, but it's like, when you think about it, after Nakamura wins the title, now what? Who's he feuding with?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You automatically cannot do Cody. Cody's out of the picture.
Yeah.
Cody is reserved to, if Cody does not defeat Roman Reigns for that fucking belt, then this whole thing is a failure. So like, if Nakamura wins, you can't have Cody in the picture. So then what are you going to do? Jay? Kevin Owens? Sammy?
And that, you know what? WWE is too predictable. And what I mean by this is, even if it's a Money in the Bank cash-in, the world heavyweight, I'll say it now, even though it's new, but even Roman's, that belt, like Roman's not losing that belt, you know for sure, whether it's that's only going to happen at a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you think Seth's going to hold the title to Mania. Like, I'm not saying they should flip-flop a lot, but whatever happened to, say, someone winning at Mania, but then losing at Fastlane?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if it's not at SummerSlam or WrestleMania, it's not going to happen.
That's why I have a good feeling on Survivor Series. That's it. It's getting cashed in. It's getting cashed in at Survivor Series. Because, well, actually, no, Drew's wrestling at this Saudi show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if they because I don't think that's going to be a one-off. Because Drew right now is kind of a heel, kind of a little bit, but not really. So I think he's going to end up, obviously I don't think he's going to win this match in Saudi. But I think he's going to go full heel after this. So then maybe they'll run it back with a very heel Drew McIntyre with Seth. And maybe they'll take it to Survivor Series. And then once they get there, I think that will be the time for this guy to cash in, bro. He's got to cash that shit in.
Yeah,
he has to cash that shit in soon, bro.
Well, because here's the thing.
You gotta get it done.
They're in a predicament, and I hate to be the guy because I love Priest, but unless he gets super hot, which I think they're already hot, but I don't see Priest walking into Mania with that belt. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
As much I wouldn't care, to be honest. I really wouldn't care. I just don't see it happening. So it's like, okay, you're gonna say he cashes in on Seth. So you already know if it's before Mania, he's not going to have a long run. But then if they wait till after Mania, the pay-per-view is July, Money in the Bank. So say the person beats Seth. Like, I hate saying it, man. I have a really fucked up feeling he's going to have a failed cash-in, and they're going to try to do some storyline with the Judgment Day. And I don't want that because I want Priest to win it.
Yeah.
But I really think that's how they're going to blow this thing up. I really think Priest is going to have a failed Money in the Bank cash. Mm-hmm. I don't want it, but
it's been a while since we've seen that too, right? It's been a while since we've seen one of those failures and cashing in.
Yeah, and it's like, yes, it's an accolade for Priest, and it shows they have faith in him. Like, I think Triple H does. And I don't think this is if he cashes in and fails, he'll never even have a world title. I don't think any of that. I just think the way they're going with the Judgment Day, especially even though they just won the tag titles back again, like there's tension there. You see it every week on TV. They're plotting it. And I just think he's going to have a failed cash in, and that's how he gets out. Because I think Judgment Day continues without Priest. I think Priest is going to break off from this and be a babyface somehow.
Yeah, even if you have Priest cash in, again, it's like, now what? What do you do with him after that? Because they're constantly feuding with the same people. So if he wins the belt, again, Cody's out of the picture. You cannot do Cody because Cody's a different story. Then you got Jey Uso. Jey Uso really is the only name out there that's like at the level where he can do that.
Sammy.
You really want to see Jey Uso win I don't know.
You don't think Sammy?
You have Sammy too.
He said it in the promo last night. He's fighting for a world heavyweight championship.
Yeah, they could do Sammy. They could have Sammy be a face and go after. That makes sense because they've been, they've kind of been doing the beefing with Judgment Day too for a while. So
you know what I think's killing WWE in a way, whether it's true or not, in a fucked up way, is CM Punk, and here's why. Because
that came out of nowhere,
right? But here's why. Because until like 2 months ago, it seemed like it was written in pen. It was going to be Gunther and Rollins at Mania, right? Everyone's cool with it. Now it's teeter-tottering, right? Because LA Knight's hot. I personally think, to sidetrack quick, I think Logan Paul, long story short, I think Logan Paul and LA Knight are going to fight for the U.S. title at Mania and LA Knight wins. Unless they really get behind him and make him the Rumble winner. But now it's like, okay, now you think is LA Knight going to win Rumble? But now, once these CM Punk reports came out, even though everyone's saying they haven't talked to him, but every week they're doing all these different fucking things. Like, did you see USA Network commented on the Shinsuke GTS post? So WWE posted on Instagram the video of Nakamura doing the GTS. And USA Network commented best in the world.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
And it's like,
oh my God.
Series is sold out. But it's like, so everyone thinks, oh, Punk's coming back. He has to be the one to beat Rollins.
This is insane, bro. This is really crazy. Like,
so I think I'm going to revert to Logan Paul bullshit. For some reason, if Punk comes back and he's the one to face Rollins, I think LA Knight has to be the one to beat Gunther. Because just like in a way like Roman, you have to have someone who's white hot.
Yeah.
Beat Gunther. You can't just have, even though Chad Gable, like they could have struck then, I think. But right now,
but they fucked it up with the timing because it was like you knew he wasn't gonna win because Gunther was going for that like streak.
Yeah, the record.
And so they love their streaks.
Yeah, so it's like now you're in the predicament, who's the guy to beat the streak? Just like Roman. They both have to be white hot, which I think is fair. But it's like, so they're in a predicament now because it's like the easy answer is if you do bring Punk in, I don't think he needs to be near a world title.
Right.
I don't think so.
That's the thing is if you bring in Punk, and again, this is what we were talking about a couple episodes ago. It's like you bringing in everybody to feud with Seth Rollins. Everybody comes in and they fucking feud with Seth Rollins. It's ridiculous. It's just like, unless you bring in like, because you're not gonna bring in CM Punk as a heel. You're gonna bring him in as a babyface. Like you're gonna bring him in
because he's naturally gonna be so over.
Yeah, it's gonna be the grand return and all that shit. So you got to bring him in as a babyface. So who do you have him like kind of focus his energy towards? If you do Roman, that's great and all, but he's not gonna come in from being gone all that time and being showcased in another company and come be the one to beat Roman Reigns. That's not gonna fucking happen. So, what do you have him do? I think that's the main issue that they're probably having as far as like, because it's either Seth Rollins or The Miz.
and it's like, what's going on? You know what I mean? What are we gonna do about this? And unless he like
fucks around and takes over the Judgment Day or some bullshit like that, or starts another faction, some type of other faction or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think that's it.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know what he would. I don't know what he would do. I really don't.
So that's why it's like, what do you do with the guy?
That's the thing.
And do you think Survivor Series being in Chicago? Do you think WWE's in a predicament? Because I believe both angles, where they really want nothing to do with the guy, but where they're like, nah, like we gotta kind of maybe strike on this.
Now, let me tell you something. If they have Survivor Series and Roman Reigns wrestles whoever the fuck he's gonna wrestle at Survivor Series and he wins, and he's there standing tall with his finger in the air or whatever, and they hit Cult of Personality, I am going to lose my fucking mind. Okay, I'm gonna lose my mind. But then it's like, after the initial shock and all that, and going on Twitter and interacting with all these idiots, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, fuck, what are they gonna do? Because he's not gonna beat Roman. You know what I mean?
That's Cody. And
that's for Cody. That's reserved for Cody.
Do you think WWE's in a predicament where people are gonna shit all over Survivor Series if CM Punk doesn't come out at the end? Like, think about this. Mania Night 2 was not bad. But once Cody didn't win, a lot of people shit on it.
Yeah. Actually, but Night 1 was much better, though.
Yeah, Night 1 blew it away. The only really great Night 2 had some good matches. Like, they had the triple threat for the IC title. But
I think Night 2 just had, I think the weight of that main event kind of killed a lot of the momentum for Night 2. Because Night 1 was just like, okay, you know what you're getting. You know Roman Reigns is not on this show. That's tomorrow night. So tonight, this is what you're getting. And they killed it. Like, the women's match, the fucking tag team match, it was just phenomenal.
Even the men's tag match they did.
Yeah,
like
phenomenal. Great show.
One.
Great show.
Yeah.
So I think Night 2 was just kind of like, it was such an anticipation to get to the main event, because everybody thought Cody was gonna win. That's what it is.
Well, except you.
Everybody was waiting for him to
Roman.
finish the story.
Roman.
Well, I did pick Roman, but that was just like trying to be contrarian. But
yeah,
it's just like everybody who thought he was gonna fucking win, bro, and then he lost.
I'll be right back.
That's such a stupid way. Now you're cool. So, you know, I feel like kind of there was a little bit of it was like it fell under its own weight. So, you know, but with CM Punk, it's so interesting to kind of fantasy book what he would do. Because if he comes back at Survivor Series, my thing is it has to be at the end of the show. Because if it's not at the end of the show, then you're gonna have the CM Punk chance for the rest of the show, and you're not gonna want that. So they have him come out at the end to confront Roman. Again, I'd lose it completely. I'd be marking out like a motherfucker. But it's like, do you really want to have him going toe-to-toe with Roman? I mean, the promos will be great. The matches will probably be really good. But at the end of the day, he's not going to be the one. So how do you book this man? How would you book him? And again, you want to book him against Seth? Cool. But is everybody just going to come in and go after Seth Rollins? It's like everyone in the world has their target on Seth Rollins. Like, every wrestler in every promotion wants to come to WWE to wrestle him. Like, I like Seth, but, you know, I don't really think he's like all that, where it's like everyone in the world needs to come wrestle this guy. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. You know, it'll be very interesting to see how they handle this situation, because I'm at a loss as far as booking. But I will say this: Chicago will be on fire that day with all these little innuendos that they've been doing, and all these little hints, and all these little GTSs, and all this little shit that they're saying that they're not hints, but they kind of are hints. I'm gonna tell you right now, that Chicago crowd is gonna be ready for that dude to show up, bro. I think the
second the show starts, you're gonna hear the chants.
You are gonna hear CM Punk chants a lot on that show. They're gonna have to really sweeten the mics on that to drown that shit out.
Yeah, because like I said, they're in a predicament. Like I said, it's a good one because you have so many great people. Like, that's their problems. They have a lot of good talent.
Yeah. Speaking of sweetening mics, can we kind of like, can we dispel this once and for all here? Like, again, I don't work for WWE, so I don't know 100%, but like, so you have all these people who they've been saying that Dominic Mysterio, when he gets on the mic, like his voice is literally drowned out from the crowd because the crowd is booing so loud that you can't hear Dominic. Now, so my take on that is that that's bullshit. They're lowering Dominic's mic and they're pumping up the crowd noise at the same time so that it comes across like Dominic's being drowned out. Now, I'll say this. That's fine. I'm completely fine with them doing that. I'm completely fine with them playing with it's part of the show, bro. It's part of the show. You're making Dominic out to be this hated, slimy scuzzball character. So that's part of the thing with him. They're making it where it seems like the crowd is just they hate this guy so much that he can't even talk. That's part of his gimmick. Mm-hmm. And I say that because the last episode of SmackDown, it was SmackDown, right, where he came out and Triple H was there.
SmackDown.
You could tell that's what they were doing because Triple H was talking and the mic volume was at a certain level and Dominic was talking and his level was at a certain level. So it's like, how can you not tell that that's happening? Because these people on, again, the social media people, all fighting with each other, talking about that they're doing the mics, they're not lowering the mics, it's legit, it's not legit. They're like, oh, I was there. The crowd's definitely, there's always that one guy who's like, no, I was there at the show. And it was definitely loud. And another guy's like, no, I was there and it's definitely sweetened. My point is that I feel like the audio's sweetened and it's okay. Like,
yeah,
it's
you're totally presenting him as like a piece of shit.
It's part of the show. Yeah. So I don't get like these people literally love to fight for everything.
What did you think of Nick Aldis?
That was weird. That was weird because we like Nick Aldis on this show.
He's not known,
phenomenal wrestler.
He is not popular outside, it seems.
He had what, a 800-day reign or something as the NWA World Champion.
Yeah,
like great wrestler, great personality, great talker, phenomenal shape, great look. But so my thing was that I kind of think what WWE did was smart because they knew that he wasn't going to get like a reaction if Triple H goes, Nick Aldis, and then they hit some music.
Yeah.
And then he comes walking out. People were going to be like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? Like he was going to get one of those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it was smart because what they had him do was he was basically standing next to Michael Cole. So they went to commercial. Nick Aldis walked out. He was standing there next to Michael Cole. And then they focused on Triple H in the ring. He said some shit, whatever. He made the announcement and he was like, Nick Aldis. And Nick just literally walked up into the ring. So he was standing there. So people didn't have a chance to be like,
cricket.
They didn't get a chance to build up anticipation of who might this be? Who is this? Is it Teddy Long? Is it who's he gonna bring out? And then they're like Nick Aldis, and you're like, who? So they had already killed that by having him standing there. So I think that was kind of smart.
Yeah, because he got a baby pop, and you could tell it was like an IWC pop, like the diehards who were there, because he got a reaction, just not like a kind of.
Yeah, but I think if he would have like been back there, and they would have like hit, some type of music, and it would have said his name, and he would have walked out, they would have been like, who the fuck is Nick Aldis? Aldis? Who is this guy?
I think he made a first good impression. That first promo was good, especially the Dominic thing. I'm a big fan, and then he shook his hand like of your father. And then
he definitely, and again, presence. He has presence. He knows how to. He's no stranger to a mic. He's gonna have no issues talking and doing any of that. So he can completely hold his own. So he's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
and I actually think he's gonna end up in the ring pretty soon.
I think he will at some point for sure. And what I like about him is he's credible. So like, I bet you like they're not gonna get the back talk to him and shit. Like I thought.
And now look, another superstar on your roster.
Yeah, and I thought he even looked good when Cody and Roman went face to face, which I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was pretty dope. That was the first time. Like they did good in that segment, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's the one thing and maybe you can give your thoughts after, but I was really shocked Roman didn't come out there with the title.
Yeah.
He came out just him, but when they went face to face, I was open. But even when Nick Aldis came in there and put his hand in between, it was like, not here, not tonight. Like, even though those simple words, like, he delivered it good and, like, made it known, like, yo, not here.
Yeah.
Not now. Like, I don't know. I thought that was dope. I watched the video, like, 2 or 3 times. But why do you think Roman didn't come out with the title? It had to have been on purpose, clearly.
I don't even remember. Honestly, I didn't even really think about that at all. I didn't even realize he didn't have the title.
Yeah, I knew, like, instantly. Because I was like, what the fuck? Where's his...
Like, you sure Heyman wasn't holding on to it or something like that? Like, I don't even, honestly, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Heyman had me marked out, though, because in the back, he's like, you're on the wrong show. You're on the wrong show.
No, it's funny, too. I saw a thing where it said, because, Heyman's been coming out, like, with gray hair. And he dyed his hair on Friday back to black. So it's like, oh, he's been stressed out all this time that Roman hasn't been there. Now Roman's back, and he's happy again.
It's like Heyman's committed to it too. But that stare down right there, made me think like, yo, it's definitely gonna be Cody and Roman.
Yeah.
Right.
That was definitely, it was intense. Like you could feel the intensity there when they were just I really, really loved that ending of that show. It was very, very well done.
Yeah, and
super well done.
LA Knight stood his own, I thought, against Roman fine. Like
that segment. So that segment, again, not to cut you off, but like I had issues with that segment, mostly like with John Cena jumping up and down in the corner like a schoolgirl. Like we were talking about this in the pre-show. I don't know why he chose to play it like that, because you don't need to get LA Knight over. Like LA Knight, if you hadn't noticed, is super fucking over already on his own. He doesn't need a Cena rub. He doesn't need any of that shit. So the fact that Cena's like, no, it's your time. It's your time. Here's the mic. And he's just standing in the corner going,
yeah,
literally, he's going to the crowd like, oh my God. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing, dude? Like, shouldn't you be with LA Knight at his side, like ready to square up? Especially like Jimmy comes into the ring and attacks LA Knight, and Cena's standing there like a bystander, he's standing there like Tony Schiavone, like he's just there like, oh shit, what's happening? And then by the time you knew it, he threw him right out the ring, but then he just stays there in the corner. Like I was like, that's super weird.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what I want to see though out of that feud? I actually randomly want to see a contract signing.
Oh yeah,
because I think a back and forth battle promo, like just the two of them, obviously Heyman there, but them two, I think would be dope.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Especially if you let LA Knight go a little bit.
And we don't have to have Cena there. Cena doesn't have to be involved.
Jimmy, I think it needs to be Roman, Heyman, and LA Knight.
Yeah, he can go away. It's all good. We don't really need him there. Yeah. Jimmy was cracking me up though. Jimmy is hilarious. Like I told you, bro, I love this whole Jimmy where he thinks he's like right up there, like at Roman's level. Like he thinks he's like the same. And it's just fucking hilarious how he's like,
that's stupid.
Yeah, it's so funny. So well done.
I don't know. I think both shows are doing really good though right now. I personally think both companies.
Yeah, Raw and SmackDown. Listen, I've shit on Raw for more times than I can tell. The only reason I didn't watch it last night is because I was exhausted, so I went to bed super early. But I definitely will catch the Hulu cut because I do want to watch. I do want to watch that Walter and Bronson Reed match in its entirety. So I'll definitely check that out.
I'll watch that Falls Count Anywhere match. Ricochet went in.
That's what I've been hearing, that match is tremendous. Who the hell did he wrestle?
Him and Nakamura.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Ricochet was doing some wild shit, and he had a little funny moment there. They were fighting the gorilla area, and you know how Gregory Helms is a producer, and Shinsuke like went back out through the crowd. I mean, through the stage or whatever. And Ricochet, as he's walking, he goes, stand back. There's a Ricochet coming through, and then just kept walking through the ring. Like, you corny ass motherfucker.
That's funny. That is funny.
That's why I text you. It was a Falls Counts Anywhere match that actually left the ring and like did a lot.
Oh, bro, I was unconscious at
Yeah,
that point.
I was very shocked because we all know WWE. We're gonna have a hardcore match and like 2 chairs get used.
Yeah.
So like that's why I was like, oh wow, they're actually like leaving around the area. Doing
I definitely got to check that out.
Yeah, I'd say those 2 were really good, and then Rhea and Shayna didn't get the chance to be that good, but it's because they had all the women interference shit like that, and go with it from there. But I thought it was a good show. But like I said, I think both WWE and AEW are doing good right now. I'm curious to see what else they add for Full Gear this week. That I'm really interested in seeing. I'm not sure if we're gonna get the fallout ever of the whole Jay White getting beat by the Masked Man. I know some people thought obviously it was gonna be Edge in the beginning, which that would have been cool, but we knew that. But I don't know, it seems like now like Jay White's got the belt, whatever, all of this. It's kind of like you don't know where it's going, but I'm excited to see. That's the one fallout I do want to see. Do you think we ever get the fallout of who attacked Jay White?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I was so happy when they did that angle because it's like, oh my God, like storytelling. Like they're actually doing an angle, like an actual mystery angle on AEW. This is fucking awesome. And then they like never followed it up. It's so weird.
Yeah, and it's like they kind of switched the roles completely there. And no, it's just kind of saying like the build for Full Gear. It's coming. Pay-per-views in a month from now. So what other matches do you think are going to be on Full Gear that aren't
I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Wardlow, because Wardlow did an interview where he basically buried MJF. And I was like, that's pretty interesting that he did that. I don't know if you saw that. I know you saw that picture where he had MJF written on his armband when he came out the first week. But basically what he was saying in this interview was that I've been gone for a while and I see now that MJF all of a sudden is like being loved by everyone and praised, and everyone seems to forget that 6 months ago he was like the biggest piece of shit on earth, and I haven't forgotten, and I refuse to again, this is not verbatim, this is just what I remember. He's basically saying like, I'm not going to be cheering him, this guy's a piece of shit, and I don't see why everyone else is cheering him right now, but I'm not going to be the one, and I'll get my revenge, yada yada. So I was like, that's pretty interesting, because
I'd be down to see him take the title off him.
I really would love to see Tony Khan properly build Wardlow back up, because Wardlow's awesome. Dude, I like Wardlow a lot.
I was at that Double or Nothing where he beat MJF, like beat the piss out of him. And the crowd, me being one of them, was so behind Wardlow. But also, remember, there was all that bullshit where apparently MJF was walking out and all that, which led to the great "You effing Mark" promo.
Yeah. I actually watched that the other day.
And so that kind of took some of the spot, but Wardlow was white hot then. And it just,
I mean, that moment when he walked to the ring and he put the ring down in front of CM Punk, like, he was like,
at Revolution.
He's like, oh shit, no, I don't have it. Sorry, Maxwell, I don't have the ring. Oh wait, here it is. And puts it right down in front of CM Punk and walks away. That was like beautiful, like storytelling. The way he just did that, walked off, like it was perfect. And then they fucking go and cut this guy's hair and fumble him. And again, I know he got hurt, so it's kind of not like Tony's fault, completely, but hopefully he can find a way to rebuild this guy back up like they did Hobbs, because holy shit.
Yeah,
the way Hobbs beat the shit out of Chris Jericho, boy.
Yeah.
That was something.
That was dope that Jericho did that, because Jericho didn't have to.
All these people who say Jericho doesn't put over, what the fuck are you talking about? Jericho, all he does is put people over. He put over Eddie Kingston. He put over fucking Action Andretti. He's putting over Hobbs. He's put over Sammy. He put over Daniel Garcia. He's putting over all these people, bro.
He put over MJF, I think, in their rivalry.
Yeah,
and then I don't know who won the match, but remember he had that pay-per-view match, the Mimosa match or whatever with Orange Cassidy. You remember that one?
I don't even remember that.
I want to say, I forgot what pay-per-view was that, but they had a match. It was during COVID time Maybe it was Double or Nothing 2020. But they had a match, whether it was Dynamite or something, where like they were they were in the ring, but surrounding the ring, like on each side was like two pools of like orange fucking juice or mimosa. You don't remember that?
No.
Damn, let me
I
try.
have no recollection of that. What the fuck is that?
Let me try looking it up quick.
Was it like a little bit of the bubbly match or some shit?
It was like I think it was advertised as like a mimosa match. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was for All Out. I think they have Orange Chris Jericho challenges Orange Cassidy.
Jericho challenges Orange Cassidy to a mimosa match.
Mimosa Mayhem match at AEW All Out. You really don't remember that?
What the fuck is that? I have no recollection of this match. Wow. That's so crazy, bro. That's insane. I don't even remember that.
You don't remember that?
So much shit has happened with AEW in just that short 5 years, man. They've had so much shit happen in that company.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen there.
But I'm definitely excited for it. I bought my I've been looking for the Full Gear ticket, so I'm definitely going to the theater for that shit. It's a Saturday, bro. It's a Saturday. I'm gonna go get.
That's the only reason I'm really going, because it's on a Saturday. Yeah. But it's cool because of the time change.
Yeah.
The main card will start at 5 p.m. here.
Oh.
So I'll probably go to like 9, and then it's like an hour drive home. So I'll listen.
I'm gonna definitely go. I'm gonna get situated. I'm gonna get situated and libated. I'm gonna go to that theater, have my big chair with my popcorn, and watch that fucking pay-per-view and enjoy that shit. I don't have to work the next day. Watch the scrum. I love it.
You want to hear some like first world problems? So when we were driving back from Vegas yesterday, we were talking about the show and how we're going. And I was like, man, we're in such a predicament. She's like, why? And so with the show being at 5, that's an awkward time because you got to eat and shit. And when I went to that arena for the Dynamite, the New Year's one, their food is stupid expensive and terrible. Like just terrible. Like terrible arena food. And it's like, you got to find a place to eat. But where the Kia Forum's at, it's in the middle of Inglewood. Like, so not to be that guy, but it's just not in a nice area. And there's nothing to do around there whatsoever.
Nah, you got to go and get the fuck out.
It's just not in a great area. You know what I mean? Like literally the Kia Forum's here, the next road, I only say because everyone thinks because it is popular as Crenshaw Boulevard. Like it's literally on Crenshaw Boulevard. You know, and but yeah, I'm just over here bitching like, what am I gonna eat? The show, I'm gonna be hungry and the food sucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat somewhere and then drive straight to I would eat somewhere and then drive to the show.
Yeah.
Like go somewhere at 3:00, go to a restaurant or something, eat some, and then.
No, except the one thing this arena does good. So in California, it's very popular, especially outside of bars and stuff. They do everyone says street meat, but it's usually hot dogs wrapped in bacon, and then they put like onions and peppers on it. And then a very popular thing out here in California.
You said what was that shit? You said street meat? What?
Street meat.
Hey, yo.
I know, right? Street meat. Now that's what everyone calls like you're drunk. Oh, you want to go get street meat? But
wow.
Yeah, it's a hot dog with bacon, peppers, onions, and then people put ketchup, mustard, and mayo on hot dogs.
See, I can't see you lost me there. I can't.
No, but here's the thing. Because I'm white, right? And everyone knows white people love mayo. But
I have no problems with mayo, just not on a hot dog.
No, but see, all my Hispanic boys out here are the one who are like, dog, you got to do it. It's so good. Because I was against it. I was like, no way. And wow. I guess it's because it's like squirted on. It's not like whatever. Yo. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I'm getting all the pauses.
Pause.
Anyway, they sell that right. They have a shit ton of them right outside the arena, and I'll probably get a hot dog.
So I'm weird. So I will eat a hot dog with nothing. I like hot dogs with nothing on it. Just
straight hot dog.
And I'm going to pause this before I say it.
Just straight
bread with the meat. That's it. Because it's like, I used to do ketchup. I never like relish. I never fuck with that. I used to go crazy with it and do like chili and onions and all that shit. But it's just too sloppy and this shit's everywhere. And I don't like yellow mustard. I like spicy brown mustard. The spicy brown mustard doesn't really go great with hot dogs.
No,
So
I'm
it's
not a big
like,
fan of that.
I just like them plain, bro. Don't give me any, what's that? What was Michael K call it? Michael K one time had to eat a Whopper live on TV because he's never had one. Oh, ointment. He was like, there's so much ointment on this thing because they put ketchup and mustard and mayo. And he's like, all this ointment, what is this? It's like, bro, it's ketchup.
Before we get on back to the wrestling shit, quick, are you a Taco Bell guy?
Love Taco Bell.
So
That's like the best drunk food in the world.
Everyone kept saying to me, yo, you have to try. I never had a Crunchwrap Supreme until yesterday. Pretty good.
Bro, Taco Bell is not something you eat sober. Like, you don't go Taco Bell sober. So when I was in Miami, we used to go to this place called Sharpshooters Billiards. It's on 117th and Sunset in Miami. And inside that strip mall, there's a Taco Bell there, smack in the middle of the strip mall with nothing else around it. So this pool hall used to have free beer on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So you get a table, you get free beer from like, I think it was like from 7 to 9 or no, 10 or something like that. So we used to go there at 7 on the dot. We get a table and we'd get, the free beer, which was shit dollar piss water beer, but whatever. It was free.
Yeah.
And we'd get shit faced every fucking day, every Tuesday, Wednesday. And then we'd stay there till like 2 in the morning when they closed. And then, of course, what's open till 2:30 is Taco Bell. So we walk right over to Taco Bell and we eat there in the parking lot. Like, it was every Tuesday and Wednesday. We'd be eating.
Those are literally some of the best times, though.
Yeah, of course, greatest times ever. But yeah, Taco Bell is definitely. I'm fond of that place. What I love about Taco Bell the most is that they literally only have like 4 ingredients and they just keep mixing and adding them together and creating a new thing. Like every time they come up with a new thing, it's like the cold burrito bell taco chalupa. And it's like, okay, bro, you took the soft taco, you took the chalupa, you took the meat, and then you put it all together, and now it's a new thing. Like, it's all the same shit. You just keep mixing it together.
Oh, it's so good. But
it's delicious.
The last wrestling question I'm going to leave you with, and we'll probably wrap it. So we obviously mainly focus WWE and AEW. What is one thing you want each company to improve on right now in the moment? Wow. It can be anything.
That's
behind
a loaded
the scenes,
question.
in scenes. Yeah, that is a very low question.
So I'm actually gonna surprise you here, and I'm gonna say, as far as WWE goes, nothing. I want them to continue doing exactly what they're doing right now, because I've not seen a Raw. So I've not seen a good Raw like the one that I saw last week in years. Like, I was literally shocked at how good that episode of Monday Night Raw was. And it looks like last night's episode was also very good. So continue that. Keep doing that, please. AEW, they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of things they need to improve on. But what's the one thing that I would have AEW improve right now? Is the booking of their women's division. They need to, again, it's great. Sheeta's champion again. That's fantastic. But yo, you have more women on your roster than Ruby Riott and Sheeta and Saraya. There's like a lot of women that you're not using. And you just don't need to have them come out and get squashed by your champions. You have a lot of women on your roster, and they need to be showcased better. You need to have more than one match per show. That's bullshit.
And it's always the second to last match.
Yeah, you've got to find a way to put more women on your show, bro. You have to. I know you want to have Orange Cassidy on the show every fucking week, and you want to have this, we don't need to see them every week, bro. But we need to have a bigger rotation of these women on the show, bro. You have to. And it's October. Where's Abaddon, bro? I have to watch fucking this weekend I watched Wrestle, what's that shit called? Wrestle. It's on Fight Plus. It's a promotion called Wrestle something. I would look it up now, but it's gonna take too long. I had to watch an Abaddon with a match with Abaddon and this dude. Palmer the Monster Hunter was a casket match. It was cool. And they actually had a bunch of wrestlers on there that we all know. It's like,
okay,
why do I have to watch another promotion to see Abaddon, who's signed to your fucking roster? She's not even on Ring of Honor. Like, she's nowhere. Put her on the fucking show. You know what I mean?
no, I agree with you.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I agree, with you. But I think that's gonna do it
What
for
would
us.
you change?
Ooh.
What about you, buddy?
I'm gonna try to think of different ones. I think AEW would be just the behind the scenes shit. Let's just figure it out. You know, whether it's Tony just maybe calming down a little bit, you know, maybe a talent meeting, like, hey, let's just all get back on the right track because we all know the capabilities they have and how good they are and how great the show can be. Amazon, how great the show can be. Yeah, let's figure out the behind the scenes bullshit. You know, Tony, squash that shit. And then WWE, there's obviously something I got to think. You know, it's going to sound funny coming from me because I love Roman. I think we need to see like just a little bit more Roman. Not
That'd
weekly.
be nice.
I don't think we need to weekly. But when it was said this week that he wasn't seen since the Smackdown after SummerSlam, which was like
Wild.
August 10th.
Wild.
Like, and Roman deserves what he has. We all know he's put in work for years, part-time, but you got Seth, who debuted with him, who's the world champion out there every week. And it's like, when Cena was there part-time, like still there, but not like part-time like he is now, like actually still, he was at least doing stuff like movies. Like Roman's not doing movies or anything. Like Roman's just home.
Right.
And it's like, not saying he's going to be on every pay-per-view and every SmackDown, but you're telling me between August, I'm going to look up the date right now. But you're
Bro, at this point, bro, like honestly, I'm fine. Like honestly, I'm fine, bro.
Because it's great because they're so over without him.
Yeah.
But it's like, come on, man, you are like, and I get it. When Royal Rumble season comes, he's going to be on TV probably every week until Mania. Like, I get it. This is kind of their downtime, but it's like 2 months without seeing your world champion. And like some people say, you know, back in the day, every 30 days. I'm one of them who doesn't think he needs to be ended every month. I don't buy that, but there's no reason Roman wasn't on TV the whole month of September. Just think about that.
Yeah, that's another thing. Now, I'm glad you said that because somebody was arguing this morning about the rules in WWE. They were saying that, what was it this morning that they were mad about? I keep bringing up things that I kind of remember and then I want to look it up. I can find this pretty quick though. But like, can we like, you guys have to understand, you're trying to argue like rules and shit for things that are happening like in WWE, and they don't care about their own rules that they make up. Like they don't even care. Like, so let me see. This dude was okay. So this guy was pissed off because there's not supposed to be rematch clauses anymore. Remember, like 2 or 3 years ago or something like that. I guess Adam Pearce came into power and he was like, no more rematch clauses. That's it. We're done with that shit. Everybody started cheering. Hey, all right, that's cool. So technically, there's no more rematch clauses. But Judgment Day cashed in a rematch clause to get that match last night to get their belts back. So this guy's like, I understand that it's part of the storyline, but them blatantly ignoring their own new rules will never make sense to me. And I'm like, bro, if they're going to start following their own made up rules, then we'd actually have a brand split because they don't even follow the draft. Dude, they had a draft and literally the next week, people were like on the other shows. So it's like, it doesn't matter, bro. They're never going to follow their own rules. It's like, that shit doesn't matter, bro.
And then like, with the title thing, here's like Roman's reign, no pun intended.
Roman's reign. There you go.
Roman's reign as champion. Okay, like I'm one of them, like whatever. He lost. Cody lost. I get it. You've done kind of good stuff since with breaking up the bloodline. Like they did recover good from it. But it's like, I think if we did, and this is where I'm countering kind of my own thing in a way, saying I think we need to see more Roman. But I think if he defended the title every month, the reign would really be boring.
Yeah.
Because even during his run he's beaten like over 20 people in title matches. So it's not like he's faced like 10 people.
And it's not like he's wrestling like, jobbers. He's actually wrestling like the contenders, the top people, and beating them. You know what I mean?
So like the only one I think he's gone repetitive with is what, Brock? For the most part.
That thing has been run into the ground. Like I don't need to ever see that again.
I don't think we'll see that one no more.
Yeah, we don't ever need to see that again.
No.
Granted, it's always nice to hear that music, but
we don't need to see it because their last match was good. The last man standing match they had was good. Leave it there.
Yeah. I can't do another Roman. I can't, bro. I can't do it. Nope. No more.
Nope. But I guess that's what I would change. Bring Roman around just a little more. Nice. Even if he's not defending, even if it's not somehow storyline related.
Yeah, that's true, bro. He could at least be on the goddamn show. Why don't they record some backstage stuff and just play backstage stuff? Like at least.
Okay, Roman, you're not going to be here for fucking 7 weeks, but you're going to work the one day you're here. We're going to tape shit for weeks.
Or use AI or something.
Yeah, like, and I don't know. And it's like, I guess it's more of like a, damn, dog, like, you're not doing movies. So what are you doing? Like everyone thought, okay, Roman's going part-time. He's doing movies. Roman's not doing movies.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
And because at least Cena, when he started, was doing like Roman hasn't done shit for movies. Like, I don't know if Roman's ever going to really break out like that.
I haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw, which I guess that's the movie he was in for like 5 seconds.
Yeah. So
I haven't seen it. So I don't know how he did or whatever, but he's pretty good in the ring. That's what I don't understand about that shit. Like, how the fuck these guys get a live mic and they're cutting promos in the middle of the ring as a character, but when they act, it sucks. So, like, I don't get why they're not better actors.
With Roman in that movie, so all of this no homo pause the whole nine. Roman's gotten like muscular wise bigger since then, because we know when he came back after COVID, that's when he got his veneers.
Yes.
It's like now he looks more Hollywood, I guess, than then. But so I asked my buddy Dan, the one who was on the show this one time, that would Roman stand out to you in Hobbs and Shaw if you don't watch wrestling? Like, he caught my attention, but it's because he's Roman. Like, he had a few. Yeah. So the way his character is, he's in, conveniently, part of the Rock's family. Right. And out of all the Rock's family members, he's one of them that is very interactive, but it's only for a certain part of the movie.
Yeah.
So I kind of want you to watch it to see if you can answer that.
Yeah, I know it's quick. I have to watch that. It's like on the list of movies that I need to watch.
Yeah, like he's in a big fight scene. He's in like a few, but he doesn't talk. The only thing he actually does is his ooh ah thing. Does he
like spear somebody in the movie, or?
I don't know if he does spear.
Because it's like when The Rock first started acting like he had to fucking rock bottom. He had to rock bottom somebody in every movie he was fucking in. He had to hit the rock bottom at everybody.
I don't know. I think he Samoan dropped someone.
I'm sure he did something to the
fact. Okay, it's like I
remember The Rundown. That was like the first big movie The Rock did. The Rundown with Sean William Scott, and he literally rock bottoms one dude in slow motion in that club, and I was like, there it is. Where's the people's elbow?
Have you seen Fast 10?
I haven't seen the new one. No, I've watched. I think I'm actually behind 9 and 10.
So I know I've seen up to 8. Cena gives someone the AA in Fast 10.
Bro, so the reason I didn't watch Fast Furious 9 was because when I saw the trailer, first of all, how the fuck is John Cena and Dominic Toretto brothers? They look nothing alike. They don't even have the same type of skin tone. That's ridiculous, first of all. Secondly, there's a scene in the trailer where it looks like Dominic Toretto's on top of a car as it's driving, and then there's another car that like hits something and it's like rolling, and it looks like he catches the fucking car with his hands. And I'm
I
like,
saw it, but
whoa.
I don't remember Fast 9 that well.
I was like, whoa, what? When I saw it in the trailer, I was like, no, fuck this movie. I'm not watching this shit. There's no way, dude.
I'm one of them who likes the Fast movies, and I think it's because I suspend the disbelief and I find it comical at this point.
Well, I've seen all of them up until 8.
So I don't want to spoil something unless you don't give.
No. I'll watch it eventually. Like I do want to see it because I've seen all the other ones.
So for sure, after Fast 10, you need to watch the end credits.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. And Fast 10 right now is on Peacock. I think all of them are on Peacock. So
yeah, I did see that. I do have to watch that. I still got to watch The Nun. Bro, I'm so behind on movies.
Yeah, you really are, brother.
I'm behind as fuck. I'm super behind, bro.
Oh, I have to see the new Exorcist. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for us. We kind of talked about a little bit of everything today, which is good.
Yes, sir.
Quiet in the world and just conversation. But I guess I'll go first. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at my name. Follow the name. And most importantly, follow us on Twitter at wrestlingistrash. Then on YouTube, swerve. Follow us on YouTube at wrestlingistrash. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Subscribe. Watch, comment.
I kind of feel like we were the first ones to kind of do that shit, honestly.
About this?
We were one of the first ones to kind of do that shit. It was like a lot of people kind of, I don't know. I don't want to be that guy, but
that's one of the things I'm most amped about to do live at Full Gear.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be dope.
But yeah, that does it for me at least. Yeah. So most importantly, like I said, YouTube, follow us on Wrestling is Trash, and on Instagram at Wrestling is Trash. We everywhere. Make sure you follow us. What you got for him, Lou?
Absolutely. Lou from the BX, host of the Everything Podcast, co-host of Wrestling is Trash. So, my friends, I received the box today. Now, I got up a couple times during the show because I wanted to present the box because I saw something on Twitter 2 days ago that I was like, oh, holy shit, what? So I'm not gonna unbox this, but I want to at least see the box that this comes in because I'm a little excited. I'm gonna do a full unboxing of this product, but so I saw this online, and it's literally a CM Punk statue from Diamond Direct. So,
oh shit,
I have a couple Diamond. So again, Diamond Select is a company that they make statues. So I have a couple of them, but they're obviously I'm a fucking nerd. So this is a movie cap, worthy Captain America from the movie. Now, a lot of these statues that you see are made out of like porcelain. These are made out of rubber. So they're much cheaper than buying some of these porcelain statues, which are like $600, $700, $800. So this is one of those, right? But this is CM Punk kind of sitting in the pipe bomb position from AEW's shop. I'm super fucking excited to open this thing. I really want to see it. So I'm going to do a unboxing of this bad boy. I might tape it tonight, but most likely I'll probably record it tomorrow and upload it. So be on the lookout for that, boys and girls, if you're interested in unboxing products.
Okay.
And other than that, man, Instagram, Wrestling is Trash. You already know. Go there, hit the link, get all our content. Follow us on YouTube. Very important.
Yes.
That you guys watch the show on YouTube. We really appreciate it. We love making the show for you. So that is the place to catch us. And that's literally all I got. Episode 162. Nick and I thank you all very much for joining us. And as always, enjoy wrestling.
Hey.